Several studies have shown that most workplace learning doesn't occur through formal courses or programs, but rather on the job, informally, and through social interactions with others. For example, one study of executives found that 70% of learning occurred on the job in the workplace, 20% occurred socially through coaching and mentoring, and only 10% occurred through formal classroom instruction. This is known as the 70-20-10 model of learning. Many trainers rely on this model for designing or choosing training methods that will be included in courses and programs. Before we discuss specific training methods, it's important for you to consider more broadly the training models that companies are using to help employees learn and how the emphasis placed on these different models is changing. This figure shows a learning system with 4 quadrants. The learning system shows that how and what employees learn varies and influences the type of training methods used. Guided competency development means that the company has defined a broad set of competencies or skills for positions or for the entire company. Context-based learning is learning that occurs on the job and during the everyday performance of work. It tends to be more unique to the employee's needs and includes training methods such as on-the-job, simulations, and mobile learning. Both guided competence development and guided contextual learning are usually formal training activities designed and developed by the company to achieve specific learning goals. Employees are expected to participate in these learning activities. Social learning, that is, learning activities that involve employees collaborating with each other in one-on-one or in groups or teams. Social contextual learning is informal and peer-to-peer and occurs spontaneously on an as-needed basis. It usually involves employees sharing knowledge on issues, problems, and topics related to their current job. Employees have always learned from face-to-face meetings and phone conversations with peers. What is new is that the increased availability and access to smartphones and tablet computers provide a multimedia, low-cost, easy-to-use, and familiar way to interact with others using social media, such as blogs, wikis, social networks like Facebook, and microblogs such as Twitter. This provides the many possibilities for training-aided social contextual learning. Presentation methods are methods in which trainees are passive recipients of information. This information may include facts, processes, and problem-solving methods. That is, a mix of methods can actively engage trainees in learning and can help them with transfer of training. In a lecture, trainers communicate through spoken words what they want trainees to learn. The communication of learned capabilities is primarily one way, from the trainer to the audience. A lecture is one of the least expensive, least time-consuming ways to present a large amount of information efficiently and in an organized manner to groups of trainees. Audiovisual instruction includes overheads, slides, and video. Video is used for improving communication skills, interviewing skills, and customer service skills, and for illustrating how procedures like welding should be followed. There are several significant advantages to video training, including flexibility in customizing the session, enabling trainees to watch the video multiple times, exposing them to things not easily demonstrated through great video production, and trainees are provided with consistent instruction in that process, as well as they can see and hear their own performance. Most problems in video result from the creative approach used. These problems include too much content for the trainee to learn, poor dialogue between the actors, overuse of humor or music, and drama that makes it confusing for the trainee to understand the important learning points emphasized in the video. Hands-on methods are training methods that require the trainee to be actively involved in learning. These methods include on-the-job, known as OTJ, simulations, case studies, business games, role-playing, and behavior modeling. These methods are ideal for developing specific skills, understanding how skills and behavior can be transferred on the job, experiencing all aspects of completing a task, or dealing with interpersonal issues that arise on the job. On the job training, known as OTJ, refers to new or inexperienced employees learning in the work setting and during work by observing peers or managers performing the job and then trying to imitate their behavior. On the job takes various forms, including apprenticeships and self directed learning programs. Self directed learning has employees take responsibilities for all aspects of learning, including when it's conducted and who will deliver it. Apprenticeship is a work study training method in which both on the job and classroom training are used. The typical length of an apprenticeship is 4 years, but this can range from 2 to 6 years. A simulation is a training method that represents a real life situation, with trainees' decisions resulting in outcomes that mirror what would happen if they were on the job. A case study is a description about how employees or an organization dealt with a difficult situation. Business games require trainees to gather information, analyze it, and make decisions. Business games are primarily used for management skill development. Role plays refer to experiences in which trainees take on a role such as a manager, client, or disgruntled employee and explore what's involved in that role. Behavior modeling presents trainees with a model who demonstrates key behaviors to replicate and provides trainees with the opportunity to practice the key behaviors. Behavior modeling helps ensure that transfer of training occurs by using application planning. Application planning prepares trainees to use key behaviors on the job and enhances transfer of training. Group building methods are training methods designed to improve team or group effectiveness. A team refers to 2 or more people with a specific role or function who work together with shared responsibility to achieve a common goal or mission or complete tasks in an organization. In group building methods, trainees share ideas and experiences, build group identity, understand the dynamics of interpersonal relationships, and get to know their own strengths and weaknesses and those of their coworkers. Group techniques focus on helping teams increase their skills for effective teamwork. A number of training techniques are available to improve work group or team performance, to establish a new team, or to improve interactions among different teams. All involve examination of feelings, perceptions, and beliefs about the functioning of the team, discussion and development of plans to apply what is learned in training to the team's performance in the work setting. Group building methods include adventure learning, team training, and action learning. Group building methods often involve experiential learning. Experiential learning programs have 4 stages. They gain conceptual knowledge and theory, take part in a behavioral simulation, analyze the activity, and connect the activity with real-life situations. For experiential training programs to be successful, several guidelines should be followed. The program needs to tie to a specific business problem. Multiple learning modes should be used, including audio, visual, and kinesthetic. When preparing activities for experiential training programs, trainers should ask trainees for input on program goals. Clear expectations about the purpose, expected outcomes, and trainees' role in the program are important. Finally, the training program needs to be evaluated. Adventure learning is experiential learning that focuses on the development of teamwork and leadership skills through structured activities. Adventured learning activities include wilderness training, outdoor training, improvisational activities, drum circles, and even cooking classes. Adventure learning appears to be best suited for developing skills related to group effectiveness, such as self-awareness, problem-solving, conflict management, and risk-taking. Team training refers to training that's designed to improve team effectiveness. There are many types of teams in organizations, including production teams, service teams, committees, project teams, and management teams. Teamwork tends to be episodic. That is, teams engage in a cycle of identifying their goals, engaging in interpersonal interactions, and taking actions to achieve goals. Cross-training has team members understand and practice each other's skills so that members are prepared to step in and take place of a member who may temporarily or permanently leave the team. Coordination training instructs the team in how to share information and decision-making responsibilities to maximize team performance. Team leader training refers to training that the team manager or facilitator receives. Scenario based training refers to training that places team members in a realistic context while learning. Guided team self correction refers to training that emphasizes continuous learning and knowledge sharing in teams. In this type of training, team members observe each other's behavior and give and receive performance feedback. Action learning gives teams or work groups an actual problem, has them work on solving it and committing to an action plan, and then holds them accountable for carrying out that plan. Six Sigma and Kaizen provide employees with measurement and statistical tools to help reduce defects and to cut costs. Kaizen refers to practices participated in by employees from all levels of the company that focus on continuous improvement of business process. Given the large number of training methods available to you, this task may seem difficult. One way to choose a training method is to compare methods themselves. The first step in choosing a method is to identify the type of learning outcome that you want training to influence. Training methods may influence one or several learning outcomes. For learning to occur, trainees must understand the objectives of the training program, training content should be meaningful, and trainees should have the opportunity to practice and receive feedback. Several trends are worth noting. First, there is considerable overlap between learning outcomes across the training methods. Group building methods are unique because they focus on individual as well as team learning. If you're interested in improving the effectiveness of groups or teams, you should choose one of the group building methods. Second, comparing the presentation methods to hands-on methods illustrates that most hands-on methods provide a better learning environment and transfer of training than do presentation methods. The training budget for developing training methods can influence the method you choose. If possible, you may want to use several different methods within a single training program to capitalize on the different strengths of each method for facilitating learning and transfer.